get Mimi Ramiro on, because Mimi is making moves. Andy Albright bragging on Mimi, telling me, hey, Mimi is going to kill this thing this year. I was like, that's what I've been saying to you. She's flying. I don't want to take all her story, but she's making moves. She's making moves that I know from 20 years of doing this will result in big stuff. So Mimi, come on, talk to us for a little bit.
Hi, Stephen. Good morning. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. Well. I'm only following your example, Stephen. To be honest, you don't know how much you motivate me when I get out of my way, leaving my kids. Like you always said, I live. It's not because I don't love Holly. I don't love my kids. It's because I love my team as well. I have to go serve. I always refer back to that time when Holly was sick, but you still had the courage to leave and come to California. To me, that's all you had to do. You saw me on the opportunity by you not telling us, but doing. So I want to follow that path. And like you said with Andy, I had the opportunity to hang out with him and then talk to him, make me believe again on myself, get me fired up. Couldn't even sleep when he was down here. So I went to see my girls, and it was exciting to see them all on the leaderboard. And I'm like, I remember that application. I remember that one. So it was amazing having to go. I talk to them often, but it was awesome having to go there to Pennsylvania and sit with them. We had food, we joke around, and we laugh about silly stuff that I don't want to say on the call, but Kimberly Farby she knows what I'm talking about. So it was really fun building that connection with them. I think that's the most important part. Like showing people, that's what Stephen, you've done. And that's what Andy has told me also. You got to show people you care. How do you show it? It's by going have a meal with people. It doesn't even have necessarily mean you talking business, but just be there with them, for them, and get to know them, build that trust. It's like sell. If people don't trust you, they're not gonna buy from you. It's the same thing. If your team doesn't feel that you care for them, they're not gonna do anything for you. They don't feel being part of the team. So that's what I love the most. I get to hang out with Kim and her crew, and then we fast track about it. Her numbers are long. She got 3 people fast track and 3 people in licensing school also. And then we did that. Thank God we did it early. She ended up not feeling too well the next day. So I get to hang out with Christy. We did a lot of stuff. I get to go door knocking on the snow. It was fun, I'm like, in California, you can stand on the outside and fill out your yellow card, but over there, Christy's like, Mimi, it's freezing. We had to start it in the car. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But it truly gives me a better understanding of what they're going through, what do they need, and also just connect with them. And then we went to the field, we do door knocking, we went to run an appointment together, we made phone calls together. I loved it. It was awesome. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Christy, and all you guys is cool for having me in Pennsylvania, hanging out with you. That was one of my best experiences so far. And Stephen, like you said, I am on fire. This year, everybody watch out. I'm coming. I've been sleeping for a while, going through stuff, still going through stuff, but I believe I'm strong. I'm ready to go crazy. This is my year. I'm claiming it. Nobody else can pass me. So Jeremy Cole, watch out. He's my target.
I love it.
I'm gonna bid him.
I love it. Mimi, I love it. And the reason I wanted to have you on was just because I wanted to highlight that as an example. That's what to do. People tell me one thing I hear a lot from folks is, I can't get any of my people started. Go to the people, take them in the field, and go write business. That's what I did the whole first 7 years of the business. Go to where they are, take them on an appointment, let them see it. And you say, well, that's a lot of work. Hey, do you want to be great, or you want to be good? Do you want excellence, or do you want okay? But when I was hearing what you were doing, I was like, I've got to highlight that on Monday, because that's how you do it. When you get sharp people, go to them, go to where they're at, get a bunch of leads there, show them how to make dials in person, show them how to run appointments in person. When you do that, that is powerful, powerful, powerful. One, It makes it real. It makes it real. 2, it shows them you care. And 3, that's how you start building bonds. That's how you start building bonds. That's why I still travel to go out to the agents. Why? To build the bonds. So especially me at your side, your size of the game, at your state of the game, that is the exact model. That's exactly what you want to do. Go to where you got the sharp people, get leads, run business there, and look at the business you submitted. You almost submitted 10 grand while you're doing that, while you're helping serve agents. I mean, that's just multiplier effect. So I'm so proud of you. I wanted to highlight that. It's when I was hearing what you were doing, I was like, that's exactly what I did. That's exactly how I did it. So proud of you, Mimi. Let's go. All right.
Thank you, Stephen.
You bet. You bet. Now, here's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about emotional stability, because let me tell you something. The most stable people are the ones that build the biggest businesses. People that can rein in or control their emotions have the best marriages. People that can stay emotionally stable in the middle, they have the best relationships with people. And so you think about it like this. When it comes to emotions, up here, too high. Down here, too low. The key is to stay in the middle as best you can. Stay in the middle as best you can. This is, I just had my biggest month ever. Oh my God. And I go crazy and then I don't get anything done next month. Now I'm gonna take 4 weeks off. I'm gonna take 3 weeks off. I'm gonna go get a new Mercedes lease. Oh my God, we start making a bunch of bad decisions because we're too high. This is too low. This is, man, I missed my promotion. And then I don't do anything for a week. This is, man, my agent quit. And then I don't hire another agent because I'm too low. See, when we go too far, we lose time. Why? Because all this time spent down low is not productive. All this time spent too high is also not productive. The key is to stay as close to the middle as possible. Again, not that you don't celebrate. We just don't celebrate so much that we lose our minds and end up running through the streets naked. Not that you don't have something bad happen. It's just you don't sit and simmer in it till you get back. Does that make sense? So here's what today is about. I'm going to give you 9 things that will help keep you in the middle as best as possible. And as best as possible is what I'm talking about. As best as possible. You're still going to get mad. You're still going to be happy. But trying to stay in the middle where we stay productive, that's the key. And what should happen over time as people mature is they should get tighter and tighter to the middle. I mean, God help me, when someone's up in years and they're still like this, they might have a high age number, but they're not mature. Does that make sense? Mature people stay in the middle. They don't get too mad. They don't get too sad. They stay in the middle. So I'm gonna give you 9 things that'll help you and I stay in the middle more. Number 1 thing, structure. People that have the most structure to their lives stay the stablest. What's structure? It's a calendar, it's a schedule, it's a commitment to structure. Write this down and remember this. A commitment to continuity yields emotional stability. A commitment to continuity yields emotional stability. People with a structured life stay the most stable. Why? Because they don't have time. They don't have time to go off on random stuff. Have structure. We talked about the calendar last week and then the components of a winning calendar. I think it was last week or week before. Sometime we talked about the components of a winning calendar. That's what I'm talking about. Structure in your life. The more structured your life is, the more even keel you're going to stay. And think about the people that you know that are most erratic. Think about the ones you know that are most erratic. Aren't they the least structured people? Yeah. Think about the people that you know are the most stable. They're not hard to find because you know what they're doing all the time because they're structured. So have structure in your life. It's one of those things in the South, they say, idle hands is the devil's workshop. You hear people say that? I'm telling you, when you got too much idle in your world, you're going to go high and you're going to go low. But when you got structure, you're going to stay more stable. Number 2, time limits. Set time limits on your emotions. I can't tell you how many times over the years Andy has called to give me a piece of bad news. And I know it's coming when he says the following. Now, I'm going to tell you something that's going to make you and I unbelievably angry. And we're going to be pissed off at the world for about 5 minutes. And we'll be pissed off together. We'll be furious for 5 minutes. But then we got to get back to solving the problem and moving forward. Set time limits. What's your time limit? Well, it's 5 minutes. I'm already done. I can't be mad about this anymore. I got to get back to it. Set time limits so that you don't stew and you don't act too crazy. Set time limits. We're going to celebrate. Soto, you should celebrate, brother. You just went regional manager, and by going regional manager, he hit EVP for the first time in December. You should celebrate that. But what we can't do is celebrate it for the whole first quarter. You know what I'm saying? And I know you're not doing that. I know what you already got in place coming January. You're gonna smoke past EVP in January. But see, if I hit EVP for the first time, I qualified regional manager, and they don't do anything for 3 weeks, I'm too high. Conversely, if Soto had missed EVP and then he spends the next 3 weeks stewing, angry, upset, ticked off at the world, then he's definitely not gonna hit in January. Does it make sense? So set time limits. We're going to celebrate. We're going to have fun, but we're not going to run through the streets naked. We're going to be pissed off and ticked off at the world for 5 minutes, but then we got to get back to work. Set time limits. Here's another tactic. Delay. Not talking about denial. I'm talking about delay. Delay your feelings. Why? This will keep you and I from making irreversibly bad decisions. When I see someone make a terrible decision, they got ticked off and they blew someone up on text. They got ticked off and they went and just ruined a relationship. I'm just going, God, if they could have just pressed pause for 6 more hours, they could have just pressed pause for 1 more day. I'm telling you, delay gives you time to get clarity. I'm not talking about denying your feelings. I get ticked off about stuff. I get crazy happy about stuff. But delay is an incredible tactic to help you get your bearings. This is a relationship saver. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten upset about something someone did, and I didn't delay it. And then the next day I'm like, why did I get that upset over that? Why did I get that upset over that? God, I want to get that back on, but you can't get it undone. And you say, well, people are good and people forgive. I'm with you. I'm with you. I do my best too. But if we could just avoid it in the first place, we could not ruin a bunch of relationships. We could not make terrible, irreversible decisions. So delay, not denial, but delay. All right, number 4, find perspective. Let me tell you a secret about perspective. Perspective comes from questions. Perspective comes from questions. So let's say the person that you thought was going to be the next big person on your team gives up and quits on themselves. Okay. Did you have the next big person on your team already? No, they weren't it. So now the opportunity is to find someone even better. Because apparently the next big person we thought we had is pretty mentally weak and they quit. They faced the frustration and they quit. So now we have an opportunity to find someone better than that. Does that make sense? Crap, my application canceled. Okay. Is it the end of the world? No. Are you going to get terminated for that? No. Can you go write another one? Yeah. Will you remember this application cancel 5 years from now? No. Can you see how you start getting perspective? It's like a flat tire. I saw a guy with a flat tire on the side of the road, and he's kicking his car. He's so upset about this. But if he had perspective, he'd go, you know what? It's pretty awesome that I got a flat tire. Why? Because only about 10% of the world actually owns a vehicle. Think about it. Only about 10% of the world actually owns a vehicle. So you're in the top 10% of the planet, baby. You got a car. Yeah, you got a flat tire and that stinks, but brother, you got a car that puts you ahead of 90% of the world. You know what I'm saying? See, that's perspective versus this is the worst thing that could ever have happened. And I can't believe it's happened to me. And that's not perspective. So how can I find perspective? These all work together, by the way. When you set a time limit, it's easier to get to perspective. When you delay your feelings, it's easier to keep perspective. Make sense? It's like something I was dealing with, and I was going on a date with Holly on Friday, and I was like, wait, stop thinking about that. Nope, don't think about it. Nope, put it in the box, put it in the trunk. All right, be in the date. Put it in the box, put it in the trunk, be in the date. I can't tell how many times I've done that over the years. All right, perspective. Number 5, find and take a positive action. See, now we're moving. We're moving. See, if we're down here and we're just soaking and moping and we're not taking positive action. But as soon as we take a positive action, we shorten the curve. We shorten the curve. We shorten the time back. Because remember, this is all wasted life. There's all wasted life on the bottom side. It's just wasted. It's life wasted. So we shorten the curve to get back and stop wasting life when we take a positive action. What's a positive action? Here's a great way to start. What can I do? Now, this may not have worked out. That may not have worked out. But what can I do? Great question. Hey, here's another one. What did I learn? I can't tell you how many times over the years I've missed a bonus. I've missed a contest. I've missed promotions because I didn't know what I needed to know. So what do I learn from this? How can I get better? What do I learn? I had an agent quit. What do I learn? Well, if I'm on the call today, I'm going, I never went to see them and actually take them under my wing like Mimi did. I can learn from that. I can learn from that. That's a positive action. Does that make sense? Man, I can't believe I did something dumb and I upset my spouse and now I'm going to fix. Okay. What can I learn from it? We know we can learn what we don't do next time, right? What can I learn? Here's another one. How can I use this to help others? Let me tell you, one of the reasons I'm so inspired by Gustavo and Mercedes, because what they went through with Gustavo's health and the challenges that Mercedes faced in having to now start selling in English, the challenges they went through there will help so many people. That's why I was like, I've got to get them to Dallas, to Integrity's headquarters. I've got to get, I'm just like, that story will help so many people. It's going to help people that are feeling sorry for themselves over something way, way weaker than that. It'll go, oh, geez, I guess I should get my mind right. And it's going to help people going through something tough like that to go, and if they can, I can. See, what this situation I'm in, how can I use it to help others? And then here's what we do. Once we ask ourselves those questions, take ownership and move forward. Take ownership and move forward. Why? Because that's what leaders do. Leaders don't sulk. That's why you and I don't spend time down here sulking, because we're leaders. So we figure out how to do what some positive actions we can take ownership, and we move forward. Let me tell you something too. Get good at flipping. The faster you can flip to a positive action from a negative outcome, that's the speed of leadership right there. That's the speed of leadership. All right, number 6. Key to staying stable, always have something to chase. Always have something to chase. What is that called? That's called the next goal. That's called the next goal. Did I have some disappointing things happen the last quarter of this year? Yes. Am I worried about that? No, because I'm chasing down partner. Does that make sense? It's in the past, so I'm gonna leave it in the past. I'm not gonna keep carrying it around because I'm busy. I don't got time to mope. I don't got time to sit around and feel sorry for myself. I got stuff to do. I'm going partner, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm busy. I got to go. I can't stay down here. I got to get out here. I got to go. See, if you always have something to chase, then moping won't be an option. Sulking won't be an option. If you always got something to chase, acting too crazy won't be an option. Does that make sense? Staying in the middle, staying in the middle. Number 7, have a plan for discouragement. The reason most people give in to discouragement is they don't have a plan for it. Have a plan for discouragement. It's going to come. It's going to happen. I hate it for you. I wish I could stop it. Lord knows I would. If I had the power to stop all negative things in this universe, I probably wouldn't need to sell insurance. You know what I'm saying? So have a plan for discouragement. Just know it's coming. Know it's coming. Have a plan. What's a plan? I'm talking about media. I'm talking about people. I can't tell you how many times I had my get it right song when I was out running appointments, thinking about where Mimi's at in that stage of the game, and you're out there hammering it, and you're just getting after it, and God, nothing's working. My 2 get right songs, I would go to them right away, and that would get my mind right, get my mind focused. I had a mentor one time that said, "You should never ever listen to music. You should only listen to self-development." I was like, that may work on the planet you live on, brother, but I need an anthem sometimes to get me amped up. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason athletes listen to music before they go on the field. There's a reason that they're not listening to an audiobook. And it was a warm day, right? They're listening to their anthems. That's one of the things I love to find out about professional athletes. What is their playlist? What's their playlist before they hit the court, before they hit the ice, before they hit the field? What's that? Get your jam. You know what I'm saying? And then people. Who's your go-to person? People suffer and they get derailed by discouragement. 1, because they don't have a plan, and 2, because they're too proud to call someone and say, "Hey, man, I'm struggling. Talk me up. Talk me up. Talk me up. Come on, help me. Help me." They're too proud to do that. Or they just want commiseration instead of inspiration. If you want commiseration instead of inspiration, don't call me, brother. I'm an inspiration guy, not a commiseration guy. But it's media and people. Have a plan for discouragement. Have pictures that you go to. I have pictures I look at when I'm discouraged. Gets me fired up. So have that plan. All right. Last 2. Find the humor in the situation. I promise you there's something funny in that situation. There is some humor you can take away. Here's one of the things I live by. If it's going to be funny later, let's just let it be funny now. If it's going to be funny later, let's just let it be funny now. Why? Because I'd rather laugh than cry. And if I'm laughing, I'm not down here. I'm back moving. Find something humorous about the situation. There's nothing humorous about what I'm going through. Your reaction kind of is. See a grown-up acting like a baby. Find the humor in the situation. There's something funny you can find in the situation. Just dig deep. It's in there. I'm telling you, it's there. And that's why I love stories like Gustavo Mercedes, like to be the number 2 personal producer in the entire country with us, despite what they went through. I know they found some humor in it. I know Gustavo laughs all the time at the health challenges he went through, and when he still has a bad day here, he laughs about it. He finds the humor. Doesn't mean he's always laughing, but it means he chooses to find the humor in it. That's how they outwrote so many people, despite the challenges they faced this year. And then the last one, last key component to staying stable. This one I go to a lot. This is the well I like to drink from. Gratitude. Grateful people stay more stable. They don't get too crazy because they know I got to get back to work and pay it forward. Does that make sense? Gratitude keeps you from getting too crazy because you're like, I got to get to work. I got to help somebody. I got to help somebody else. It's awesome. I'm fired up. I'm so excited this happened. How can we use this to help others? And it keeps you from staying too low. Because you think about all the blessings in your life. You think about all the amazing things that have happened in your life. You think about all the wonderful things you've got. I think about this team I got. Let me tell you something. We've got leaders on this team. I love watching leaders lead. I get grateful just thinking about that. But find that gratitude. I'm telling you, this is the formula for you staying stable, staying in the middle. And let me tell you something about this business. The ones that build it won't be the most talented. They won't be the best looking. They'll be the ones that stay after it. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you again. The ones that build this business the biggest won't be the most talented or the best looking, or they're going to be the ones that just stay after it. They're going to be the ones that are giving everything. They're going to be the ones that are, feeling tired. They're going to be the ones that just stay after it. That's the ones that are going to win the biggest. This is how you stay in that productive mode, winning big. Guys, Holly and I love you. We can't wait to see you at National Convention. I am traveling after National Convention as well to get out and see more of you guys. Guys, 2022 it's already smoking. It's already smoking. Look at the numbers. We didn't have to sleep off anything. We were ready to attack this year. I'm so proud of this team. Holly and I love you. We want 2022 to be the best year in the history of your family. So let's get after it. Let's grab it and growl. Love y'all.